What's going on? What's going on, everybody? We're live. I'm in my house today because it's so freaking hot outside that in my garage, it's warm. I'd be sweating for sure. But if I were to have my fans running, it would be miserable. So I decided to come in here and I'm in my editing room, which is where I edit, make my videos. To the spare room, and I got air conditioning running. I got a nice little fan running over here next to me. Perfect. And let's see if I can see. Got my little mini fridge right over here, full of sodas. So it's gonna be a good day. What's going on, everybody? And it's Dee Dee, you're funny, very funny. So how you doing? Hope you're feeling better. What's going on? What's everybody else doing, man? It's so freaking hot here in California that it's hot. I can't believe how hot it is. Hot and humid in ATL. Isn't that normal, though, in ATL? It's just hot. It's not. We don't get humidity here. We probably got somewhere between 5 and 10% humidity probably here. You usually don't get that hot. Let me turn that down. Gotta turn my other phone on so I can see the comments roll through. So, listening while you work. What's going on? Neil White, what's going on? Is there a water ban out there? Yes, there's a water ban out here. But yeah, I still water my yard. But the water ban does not, for the car wash people and the detailers, they are exempt. We're only supposed to water the grass once a week, and drip system can go twice a week. But that's in certain counties. They haven't got to our county yet, but all the surrounding counties around us are already implementing it already. What's going on, Keith? How you doing? Humberto, my buddy, my brother from another mother, Neil White. Imagine golf. There's already 2 golf courses that are just brown. So they're just, they're calling themselves the repair stage now. They're going to have to repair everything. A lot of golf courses are going through terrible times, and the greens are fast because they're dry. So today, live from Pennsylvania, we got attention to detail Chelsea. She's back. She was here 6 months ago. Actually, it was 5 months, 3 weeks, because it was on January 18th. And I know the date well because that was my son's birthday. And my son's birthday is exactly 6 months away from mine. So next Sunday, if y'all do the math, you know whose birthday will be. So today, we're going to be welcoming me in the one and only Chelsea.
Hey, happy early birthday.
Oh, thank you. Yep, next Sunday.
I won't ask you how old you're going to be.
Older by 1 year. So how you doing over there?
Doing good. Doing good. I'm recovering from a sleepover with my nieces and my kids this weekend. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I can't quite handle midnight, like late nights like that as I used to. So.
The kids still can though, huh?
I don't know. They break down. Like I had to make my kids take naps yesterday because they were just atrocious. So.
That's good. Are they sleeping now?
No, my husband went to the Poconos for the weekend, so I was on solo duty, and now they're watching the NASCAR race upstairs. So. Oh,
perfect.
Which is like perfect nap, like TV. Normally, I fall asleep, and I'm like, I wake up when there's 2 laps left, and I'm like, who won? Did I miss anything? So.
Yep. That's funny. Oops. Keith says, "What's going on, Chelsea? How you doing?"
Hi, Keith. I see Humberto.
And then Humberto, of course.
He's always trying to get me to sing.
That's funny. Yeah. And then we got Frogman saying, "What's going on? What's going on, Frogman? How you doing?"
Last time I did it on my phone, and it was horrible reception, and I got a new laptop now, and I'm like, there's comments. I didn't realize that there was a thing.
Oh yeah, comment. That's like I'll have. It's like I'm streaming on the iPad, but then right below I got my phone, so I can see the comments also, but I'd rather see them right on my phone because I can see them a lot more. Yeah. Daryl said he's watching NASCAR also.
That's Daryl, who's leading right now?
Who's winning, Daryl?
I hope it's not a Bush.
Anheuser-Busch. Oh,
I'm not a fan of the Bush Brothers.
Yeah. So, how's been the detailing business over there for you?
Been really good, honestly. Like I had my best month last month. Been doing a lot of coding promotions, trying to get more business with them, and that's been going really well. That just the word of mouth from that has just been spreading like wildfire. I'll have people call me or texting me, and they're like, "So and so, recommended you. I want to get," and it's just, yeah, it's to the point where like I'm scheduling for the end of August, and God has just been really good. And I mean, I'm getting to the point where I can be more selective on the jobs that I take and trying to get more of the higher ticket price ones, which my husband just started his own HVAC business. And so having two small businesses, like, I'm trying to be smart, work less, but if I can make more profit and work less, that's great versus killing myself. And
yeah. So Daryl says number 5, Larson's winning.
All right, I can handle it. Man, he's been on a roll this year.
Mm-hmm. So what kind of promotion are you running? What did you do, or how did you start that?
Well, I'll be honest. I mean, I might get flack for it. I joined in on the 5 for 500 just to see if it would take. It was a huge craze within certain groups on Facebook. And because the market where I live is so flooded with detailers, and I'm a female, there's a ceramic pro like right down the road from me. There's a high-end detail shop like literally like a quarter mile away from me. It's hard for me to kind of stand out. And I feel like the market that I am in is, I wouldn't say they are super wealthy. Like they have nice cars. They like to maintain them. But it's not necessarily like luxury high-end cars, where it's like Lambos or, Ferrari. Like I get more the Acuras, the Lexus, the BMWs, things like that. And so those people, I feel like, and I've just struggled with how much is too much for coding. I don't know if you ever think like that sometimes, because as coatings are becoming more popular, more retail available, people are, YouTube people are researching and figuring things out for themselves. And the fact that a majority of vehicles, daily drivers, you're driving your vehicle, maybe taking it through the car wash, because here in Pennsylvania in the wintertime, that's just what everyone does. We take it through the car wash because it's cold to take care of it. It's going to get swirls and scratches. So I really try to market for that like 2-3 year range. And because what I'll tell them is if you get swirls and scratches on your vehicle, a ceramic coating is going to be more chemically tolerant than a wax or sealant. You know the drill. But bring it back in 2-3 years. We can polish it. We can reapply a coating. If I keep it within that like $500, $600 range, that's far more affordable and feasible for them to bring it back. Versus, let's say it's $1,000, $1,500 for a 5-10 year coating, and they're never going to see me again.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, a majority of people that I detail for, they're not keeping vehicles but 2-3 years. They're trading them into new ones. So that's where I feel like, a 2 or 3 year coating, a 5-year coating, that's been kind of the sweet spot for me. I've been offering like $400, $500 for the 3-year coating, and then like, starts at $500, maybe goes up to $650, $700 for the 5-year coating. That's like a wash, decon, quick enhancement, and coat. And customers are like ecstatic to buy it because I can get all of that done in a day. Send it home. That's, $500-$600 for me profit. I maybe spend $40 in materials max.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. So it's been doing really good.
So what's your favorite coating?
Don't hate me. Right now I've been using Underdog. I know that they are literally like the most hated coating right now from people. And I had some drama a few months back with them, and honestly, it works. It's affordable. My customers are happy. This is a business decision. How people handle things personally, but Underdog is what I've been using. I do want to try out Brian Spittler's, the Apex surface protection, the ceramic.
Excellent stuff.
Have you used it?
Yes, I have.
I have a bottle of it, and I want to coat my husband's truck with it, but because he's working now, like he never has his truck long enough for me to do it.
Yeah.
But I hope to use it because, I mean, when I spoke with Brian, he was telling me you can get like 2-3 vehicles out of one bottle, and that it equates to like under $50 a bottle to coat it, you know, when you break it down per vehicle.
That's about right.
And that, you know, I mean, I'm always trying to think of, is it a good product, but is it profitable for me to use? Because some of these coatings that are, you know, $150, $180 a bottle for you to buy, I'm like right there, you're having to charge $600, $700 minimum for a customer just to make your profit margins back. So
I did a Mercedes-Benz E63. It was a satin finished vehicle.
Yeah.
And I used his product on that. It's I used some Dr. Beasley products to do decon. She can't polish nothing or anything. So I used a Dr. Beasley's decon, Dr. Beasley's a satin finish cleanser, and then applied his product. And I've done a 1 month, 3 months, and I'm about to go do a 4-month wash. I give him random. If I do a coating, I'll give him 4 washes, or is it 5? It equals out to, I'll go 1, 3, 4, 6, and 12 months or something like that. And I'll come and wash their car, but that includes into my price.
Okay.
But I charge $1,200 for that one though.
Okay.
But it's still working pretty darn good though.
Yeah.
Is she freezing? Oh, you're still there.
Yeah, you were freezing.
But yeah, his stuff does work pretty darn good. Oh.
Yeah, I'm excited to try it.
I'm looking at
I mean, I love Brian, so like if I can support him, that's awesome. It's just I just got to make the time to get it on the truck and work with it. I like the fact that I can put it on there and then do real world testing because it's a vehicle that's in my garage versus test panels and just trying to like simulate portrait tests. I struggle with those sometimes because they're not very authentic. But
then he's got he's got the other product that you can get with it. You can either get the bead or the sheet.
Yeah. And, he sent me a bottle of each to try out. And I'm like, I got a coat, then I can use those. So
So after you coat, I mean, out here where it's hot, I tell my customers, I recommend the sheeting one because if you wash and you get the bead, you get the water drops, and on the satin car, you can't just go wash it off. You can't polish it off. So we go with the sheeting one on that one. So that's what we do every time we wash. We use the ceramic shampoo, and then we put that sheeting one that he's got. We put that on his, and it works freaking fantastic. So far, so good.
Yeah.
But
I know when I spoke to him, I mean, he's saying that should be at least a 3-year coating. And again, that's why I feel like that 2 to 3 year range is perfect for the average vehicle because that's how long people keep their vehicles, or, you know, they need a fresh up with their, paint enhancement, and then you recoat. But that's where I struggle with, just, you know, I feel like I've found the sweet spot with price. I may want to raise it ever so slightly, but I'm also trying to be sensitive to the fact that the economy sucks right now and everything, the prices are going up. And I feel like there's going to be a potential that as prices go up, people are going to start cutting, you know, costs on what are things that we shouldn't, you know, have to pay for. And I know that we're a luxury service, and I don't want to get to a point where I become too expensive that people are like, well, we can't afford that anymore. You know, we got to supplement and do it ourselves, you know? So
I hear you.
I saw someone asked a question on how do I speed up my detailing process while still offering high quality.
I missed that. I must have missed that.
That's okay. I just saw it.
I see it there. I see it there from Frogman.
I think honestly, the thing that I've really tried to hone in on, it can be overwhelming, the amount of products that are on the market, and really the correction part is where I've had to, I think, stop killing myself chasing perfection because I don't know if it is a realistic goal for a majority of customers. And I mean, feel free to disagree with me on that if you want, but a majority of vehicles, because they're just going to get swirled and scratched the moment they wash them, because half my customers are like, do you sell camis or chamois or ShamWows? And I'm like, this is going to go really well. I'm so glad I just spent 12 hours polishing your vehicle and you're asking me if I sell ShamWows. Like, okay. So like, just you know, I have those conversations with customers, understand what they're going to do for the vehicle in the future. And if they're telling me car wash, like I'm immediately right there going to be like, well, we're not aiming for paint perfection. I'm going for 50 to 75%.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you can really speed up the process, you know, and just repetition. I mean, you guys, the majority of you do it. Once you become repetitive enough, you become efficient and comfortable with your process that you can just kind of go into automatic, you know, neutral gear and get stuff done. You know, and there's those vehicles every now and then that you run into issues like tar or, you know, rust stains or stuff that you got to deal with, or like really dirty tires and wheels. But just having the right chemicals, knowing what those chemicals are capable of, and, you know, just, you know, focusing on your efficiency, but having the right polishes and compounds, honestly, I think really speed it up. I know some people, you know, will like, let's say like M105 from McGuire. It does a really good job of cutting, but you're going to spend about an hour getting rid of dust, you know, and chasing. So just finding products that maybe they don't require as much effort afterwards to wipe off or to clean up the dust, because then you can just, you know, move to your next step. So
yeah.
So
Neil's asking, has inflation hit your business?
I wouldn't say at this point, honestly. Like this past month, I had the best month that I've had ever. And I mean, for all intents and purposes, I'm part-time. I do 2 to 3 details a week, and that's intentional because I have kids and I'm trying to give them a summer and spend time with them. When school starts up, hopefully I'll be able to be a little bit more full-time. But again, like I don't need to work. My income is supplemental for my family. Like my husband has his own business. And so like if I, you know, have a goal financially wise for the week that I meet it with 2 details, and I'm like, well, do I need to kill myself, you know, doing 5 days? And I could be like, I'm going to, you know, do stuff around the house, or maybe volunteer at my kid's school, or, you know, just be involved, or you know, just different things like that. So I haven't seen where inflation has really affected me too terribly in our area, but people here are very frugal. So I have a feeling it's coming.
It hasn't been too much here either. It's been pretty steady and busy for me here also.
Yeah.
So Rick does this thing when he's hosting, he'll post 10 questions, and as we go through here, I'll pop up a question for you, and you can answer them whenever. Take as much time as you want, or answer them as fast as you want. So I'll just post them up at random. And here's the first one.
When I watch YouTube or TV, I watch it's a channel called I can't remember. It's Irish people that try different things. It's like called Try Channel or I Try or something like that. I love their accent and they're hilarious, and they try like different things and just share their experiences. Or maybe it's like there's a couple different channels I follow of people doing landscaping, like the before and afters of people mowing and what the yard. I think there's a common problem with detailers that we're just like addicted to the before and afters. And then there's a British guy from the UK called the Pool Guy that he cleans pools. And I don't know why, but like late at night when everyone's asleep, I will just like find that I'm like, whoa, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I just watched 5 hours of him like time lapsing cleaning a pool. So I don't own a pool, which I wish I did, because I know how to take care of it now.
There's one guy I do watch a lot of, and I've done the same thing to where I'll watch a whole bunch, and he does lawn service too in Australia. It's called Blade Mate. I watch a lot of him, and I don't know, for some reason 2-3 hours will go by and I'm still watching his videos. I'm like, man, I gotta stop doing this.
I know, it's like mind numbing, but it's like calming at the same time. I don't know why.
I like the fact that he just knocks on people's doors and says, can I do this for you? And he does it. It's cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
He's getting paid one way or another.
Yes, he is. He gets it. Yeah, he does. Yeah. So when you started YouTube, you believed in?
It's a hard one to know contextually. What are you meaning by that? Like, I believed in that it would go nowhere, or
did you believe you can? Did you actually believe you to get monetized and get to that point to where you can make money off of it?
No, I didn't. Honestly, in my wildest dreams, I never thought that it would get monetized. I more so was just like, let's see what happens. And if I can help someone, great, because I got overwhelmed with the amount of information on YouTube. And a lot of times you're seeing guys in a shop working on a car that looks like it's already clean. And I wanted to show real world application. Like, what does it look like if I'm detailing cars to use this product, you know? And just, I don't know. I kind of wanted to present a female in the industry that wasn't a model, that wasn't like, you know, just the arm candy. I wanted to be like, this is a test. Will anybody watch this if a girl has no makeup on and dresses modestly and kind of looks like a basketball player a little bit, you know? Like, I don't know. Like, it was more of an experiment. And yeah, it really surprised me.
So how long did it take you to get from 0 to 1,000?
Honestly, 6 months.
That's not bad. That's pretty good.
It's not. And I mean, I had some friends that they started simultaneously as me, and it took them probably like almost a year longer. Not that I'm like, you know, puffing my chest, but like I anticipated guys to just like, you know, and I thought that I would struggle a little bit. And for whatever reason, you know, I had this following that I needed within the first 6 months, because I think they give you a year to become monetized. And those guys, they made it, but just barely to become monetized. Like within like a week or two before the deadline was up, they were like, please guys, start watching, you know, but
mine was the same way. Mine was coming up on a year and I had my hours and I didn't have but the numbers. And then I started a push and I started getting out some content. And I think I made it by like 2 weeks. I knew I made it. I had my hours and I knew my hours were going to drop after a certain amount of time. And I made it though. I was the same way though. I was barely making it, but I did. Phew, finally. Yeah. So question number 3.
The one thing that bugs me about my husband is
he's not watching, so he's gone. So he's
upstairs though, so he can hear. I think honestly that he gets really worried sometimes about like energy conservation, water conservation, and to the point where like I panic a little bit because I use so much water, you know, and just different things, and it makes me a little bit nervous. But we have a well, and I
have a well, yeah.
I'm trying to be mindful of that, but yeah, I mean, he really is a great guy. He supports me like wholeheartedly with this. You know, it's just I always have that little fear in the back of my mind. So.
He thinks the well's going to run dry?
Oh yeah. Well, our old house, it did. Like, within our first month, but that's because it was only like 90 feet deep. It was built in the 50s, and our first week there, or first month or whatever, we got hit hard with just a lot of different stuff, like right out the gate, you know, as new homeowners, and we had to get a new well dug, and that was not easy or cheap. And then we moved into this house about 1.5 years ago, and they had a similar situation where the well was only like 90 feet deep and they had a jet pump, and we were like, that's not going to work at all. Like, I'm going to burn it out with the amount of water that I use. So then when we moved in here, we had to get a new well dug, but that one's like 365 feet deep. So I'm like, I think we're okay. But we hit a lot of mud when we were digging the new well, like 3 days of mud. So
holy cow.
Yeah, it was a mess. It was a nightmare. So we're finally like got our grass grown in and got everything. So yeah, he's always nervous about the well going dry. So
yeah, I bet it's expensive to get a new well.
So I see 404 not found. Chelsea, what's your go-to polisher overall? Honestly, I just got the Griot's Garage 15 millimeter long throw, and I love that thing. Like, I had my GG6 that I love. I had a 21 millimeter long throw that I love, but that 15 millimeter, I feel like, is going to replace all of them. It's just that sweet spot. It's so smooth on my hand. Like, I don't have vibrations that are going on. It's really ergonomic, but it doesn't stall like the G9. So I'm really digging that one. I'm glad I got it.
Nice. So Neil's asking about the well water. Do you filter the water at all, or you dry quick?
I dry real quick. Like
Okay.
we don't even have the outdoor spigot hooked up to the water softener system because again, I would go through resin and salt like crazy. And so it's just straight up groundwater going through. And there are actually times like if we'll have a lot of rain and I'll turn it on, like my water will be a little orangish tint and I'm like, me. So I'll run it a little bit till it gets clear. It's very high TDS out of the spigot. Like it's over 300. So that's
wow.
Yeah. So I either will wash under a canopy or if it's super hot, just like do a rinseless wash. But I really like summertime, I have to wash first just to get that out of the way to avoid water spots or do it under a canopy because it's going to be a nightmare. I've thought about getting like a portable, water softener type system. I've seen like Landon and Carlos, they use stuff like that. But again, I would go through so much resin and I don't know if I would like hook it up properly every time. Like it would just be annoying to have to set up every time and tear it down. I've worked around it for so many years that, just get used to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, our water is great inside the house. It's just outside the house. It's really hard because we have a lot of limestone here. So the water is just really hard.
Oh yeah. That limestone would do it. Yeah. The one product I'll never go without is
honestly, Superior Products Dark Fury. I feel like for door jams, for engines, for like tires, wheels, and wheel wells, like that has become my go-to. Either that or Pink Perfection. I really like that for interiors, or Hydro Blue. I absolutely like if there's a quick, if I need to do a quick wash and wax for a customer, that's my go-to. But Dark Fury, I feel like I use it on every detail, along with Pink Perfection. But yeah, I mean, I've gotten really comfortable with my process and chemicals lately, and I'm starting to get to the point where I'm not experimenting quite as much with other. I'm like, well, these work really well. I'm just going to stick with these. So
I gotta let my dog in real quick. She's about to scrape paint off my door front litter. And give me 1 second.
All right, you're fine. Let me just read some of these comments. Do you like the Mate EX620? What is the price on that? I think Brian did a review on that a while back ago.
I had my door closed and she was at the door scraping to get in because she's always, she's always buying me all the time. My good girl. All right, so this one's going to be a little tougher question now. The one company that I said no to I'm working with and regret it.
I don't know if I've set, I'm trying to think. There are certain companies that I've said yes to that I regret it. Can I say?
Oh, who's that?
There, I would say, okay, so I, a while back, became authorized with IGL. And that is one that I wish that I probably had stuck it out with them a little bit longer. And also SB3. I didn't say no. I just haven't given them the chance that I feel like I want to. I've heard really great things about their coatings. Like Barry actually gave me a couple bottles to try out. And by the time I got to them, they were hardened in the bottle. And I was like, crap, I missed that chance. And he's only like 45 minutes away from me, but like I'm a little embarrassed to like go back to him and be like, hey, the bottles that you gave me to test out, yeah, I didn't. And can I try it again? Like, I feel like that one kind of got away from me, but I don't know, because of just all the drama that has been going on with Underdog and the different groups, like I still kind of want to feel out, IGL, SP3, maybe are these better options for me? Because it's hard to know, and maybe you can give me some input. It's hard to know, like when you are a home-based business, how much does it matter to have a professional install-only coating, the banner up on the wall and the t-shirt and all that? Like the customers even care.
They don't care.
I mean, as long as
I got banners up on my wall, and half the time they don't even come in my garage and look at what's even on my shelf. They don't even care. They just care like when I come pick my car up, is it going to look nice? That's all they care about.
Yeah, I mean, there's there's a car dealership like a half hour from me that they exclusively do IGL, and they've got the banners and everything. And I mean, they're, you know, great company, fantastic support. And, you know, I was looking for something a little bit different and kind of walked away from that. And there are times that I'm like, I wonder if I just stuck it out to have more of that family mentality that I felt like was lacking. But have you ever fallen while doing a detailing job? Did you see me the other day? Is that what you're asking? No one's watching. Yeah, I totally wiped out the other day, and I really hurt myself. I was doing a truck, and it had a step down, and I didn't like take that into account, and I kind of misstepped, and then my vacuum hose landed under my foot, so then I rolled my ankle and completely landed square in my tailbone, almost hit my head on the concrete. Like, I laid there for a second, like, did anything break? Okay, no. And then I was like, did anyone see me? Okay, no.
That can get edited out, the video.
I had like the biggest egg on the back of my leg. I hurt my ankle like for a couple weeks. I was limping. So yeah, I mean, I fell on my wrist. I fell on my leg. So my vacuum hose it just wants to kill me lately. I have tripped over that thing so many times. It is scary. I feel like I need to do something about it, but I don't know what. So, but yeah, that's really the only time. I mean, a couple times, like I'll have flip-flops and like slip, you know, because they're not the best shoes, but I can't handle wet sneakers. They just, no.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, no. Berto says little birdie snitched on it. I snitched on you and told her. When I'm not detailing, I am doing.
Dishes. I feel like that's all I do is dishes.
I know my wife asked me, because our dishwasher, it broke. She's like, we need to get another dishwasher. I was like, well, we've always had two. One's still working fine. She's like, no, it's not working. Fix it for me. I'm like, honey, there's nothing wrong with you.
We have a dishwasher, but I feel like all I still do is dishes. No, I clean my house a lot. I think the OCD I can't stop. I'm cleaning my house, organizing closets, like doing yard work, landscaping, doing my own cars. I feel like I have to keep busy all the time. It's very like, and then if I'm not, I'm probably playing solitaire on my phone or watching YouTube videos. So yeah. I don't know. I as far as fun things to do, there's things that I love, like I would want to do. I just don't have to make the time for it. So let's see.
Neil says he usually falls when he's had too much to drink.
That would do it.
Daryl says, who's your favorite NASCAR driver or team?
We are a big Chase Elliott family. So I like Chase Elliott. He's a great guy. So
nice. So here's going to be one that could put you a spot. The Avalon brush or the Lily brush?
Do you mean is it the Avalon? Or
isn't that what's called, the Avalon brush? That triangled one?
That is the aniline.
Oh, it's the aniline. It is aniline, huh?
I really don't want to say the name because it's a weird name to say. Honestly, I mean, I like the aniline brush over the Lily brush. I find that I've been using just the pet hair brush that has the rubber teeth on it. I've been using that one a lot more recently than either one of those. But there are still times that I'll use the aniline brush. I like the corner angle of it, especially like in tight spaces. If you go up against the plastics, I've been using that one. But Extreme Solutions has a pet release hair agent that works really well with the rubber brush one that has like the teeth. And you can just get in there, pull it, and it's just been speeding up my process a lot. So I've been using that one a lot.
So one of the questions I missed, but I can see it still popped up. Do you, as a small detailing, do you carry a license or insurance? Yes. You do?
That was the first thing I did, just in case anyone would report me. I mean, you know, I have a business license. I have business insurance. That was like one of the first things I did. And
I have the same. I do have a license. In California, it's cheap. It's $100 a year. I don't know what it is in Pennsylvania. And the insurance is hella cheap too. I think it's like $250, and I carry $100,000 for the year. So it's cheap.
Yeah, I have like my policy is like $540 for the year, but I have $1 million policy, just because it's garage keepers and like limited liability. And And as far as the license, I think it was like a one and done. I don't know if it was like a renewal thing, and maybe if it is a renewal thing, I missed that boat. I might have to look into that.
Ours was once a year, and it's always in July 1st. By July 1st, you get renewed.
I don't think ours is like you have to renew it. I think it's a one and done kind of thing.
That's good.
I think it was like $70 for the business license, and then I registered for a sales tax ID. And then I do that quarterly. But yeah, I feel like I think the question was like, if I'm doing like a side gig kind of thing, do you have to have that? It really,
in my opinion, if you're doing a side gig, you're not going to do it every weekend as a side gig. If you're going to do it every weekend as a side gig, you should be legitimately licensed. Protected.
Like
and I only detail on the weekends only on Saturdays and Sundays, and that's it. But I do it every weekend though, so that's why I have mine.
I feel like if you're doing more than 4 cars a month, you need to get insurance, and to get insurance, you have to have a business license. So I feel like if you're gonna do more than like 3-4 vehicles a month, you have a business. You're getting, repeat or word of mouth and the potential to grow. Protect yourself. You don't necessarily have to do LLC. Even if you just do sole proprietorship. Like as I get busier, I'll probably convert or transfer over to an LLC.
Same here. I'm not LLC either, but I thought about it.
But like my husband, when he started his HVAC business, they made it an LLC because that protects them, because they're doing a lot of expensive stuff.
A lot more expensive.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't get super high-end vehicles, but I mean, I have worked on a couple that were close to 100,000. Close, not quite, but still, God forbid something happen or someone break into their vehicle while they're here, or a tree fall on my house with the car in the garage. Just protect yourself. So
you have to give up one of your kids to pay off the thing. So
that's just taxes in general. So
yeah. So Robert's asking, what's your favorite wax product?
I don't use a whole lot of waxes, honestly. It's mostly sealants that I use. I have like certain ones that are on my radar that I want to try. Like Extreme Solutions sent me their butter wet wax. I can't remember what it's called. It's supposed to be a really great wax for like show cars. I want to test that out because very rarely do I get in a situation where I need a carnauba wax. I had one that was freshly painted like 90 days before whatever, and I wanted something just to give a little bit of pop, but I ended up just using a spray wax. I guess spray wax wise, I would say, I use McGuire's Express spray wax a lot, but I don't know. I feel like they're all very similar. That's a hard one to gauge because I've never played with them long enough. I'm constantly topping my vehicles because I've used Fast Wax from McHugh's 37. I've used Optimum Car Wax. I even have the Crystal CO2 wax that McHugh's 37 has out, but I haven't played with it yet because it's in such a fancy package that I'm kind of afraid to open it. Like, I don't know, but yeah.
Have you watched that? Do you watch any other detailers on YouTube?
I do. I actually I just subscribed to Detail Groove. I've always enjoyed Forensic Detailing Channel. I like, he just, kind of really impresses me with his knowledge. I love learning like what makes these products really work. Obviously, Brian Spittler, he's been probably the one that I've watched the longest. I used to watch Wilson Auto Detailing. I don't follow him too much these days.
Me neither. I don't either.
There's just certain ones that like I enjoy. Phil Miranda, he's got a great channel. I'm trying to think.
So here's a question for you: Chromatic or Rad Garage?
Probably Rad.
He does make some pretty good. They both make really, really good videos.
Yeah.
It'll be tough. Guys, let me know in the comments who makes better videos, Chromatic or Rad Garage. I'm going to see what everyone thinks in the comments. The one thing on Detail Groove, I followed him for a while. I kind of stopped following him for a minute because he was kind of go in a direction I didn't really care for. But now his direction he has now is more of the mindset of the business part of
That's
detailing.
why I've been watching. Yeah.
And that's why I've been watching his stuff too, because he puts things in perspective that it's extremely easy to understand. And that's why I like watching his stuff. Mm-hmm. Now, if he can just say the word description.
He actually just did one the other day. I think it was like a clickbait, but he said, I'm giving up my detailing business, whatever. And I was like, what's going on? And I started watching it, but he had a good point in it about, he basically flat out told people like, stop calling my business, like to ask me a detailing question. Don't show up at my shop. Like it's weird. And like, please stop it. And I was like, I feel like I need to maybe address the elephant in the room, cause I'm starting to get, just random people calling me, and I think it's a customer, or I think it's, maybe my husband is hurt and it's something, or it's the school or something.
Yeah.
And, this random person who just wants to shoot the breeze and ask me a detailing question. And meanwhile, I'm like trying to polish a vehicle, and I'm like, I'm working right now. And I don't want to mean and like blow them off, but
yeah.
There have been a couple people that I actually like have them saved in my phone, like do not answer, because they think that I'm like their go-to person if they have a detailing question. And I'm like, I don't have time. Like, this is why I do the videos, to try to help you. And if you have a question, you can comment in a video and I will try to address that. But that's really, as the channel grows, that's been probably the one thing that I'm like, I'm probably going to have to do something about that. Mm-hmm. Because I mean, attention to details with Chelsea, I didn't mask my business name very well.
No.
It's like here, so all it takes is a quick Google search and you can figure it out. And my business number is my cell phone number. There, I said it. Oh, I shouldn't have said it. Now I need to change my number.
Well, it's easy. Plus, all you can do is go to your website, and your information's there also. And
I mean, I work out of my home, so it's a little weird. People like just show up at my home. So I've had a couple people do that, and I'm like, hi, by appointment only.
Yeah, so, that is funny.
So
the equipment on shooting videos is what's the equipment? Basically, the equipment that you use to shoot videos.
Right here.
Just your phone?
Just my phone. I mean, I have a GoPro 8 that I use every now and then. The hard part for me is that it takes up so much memory to do videos that like by the time I save it to my phone and then upload it, because I do everything on my phone. I actually had one business because I had done some promotion for them. And I mean, I didn't do it like for anything. I just was sharing the product, whatever. They wanted to thank me. And they were like, we want to pay for you to take some classes to do, software editing and maybe pay for the software for you to use. And I was like, I'm good. Like, I mean, I even watching the Detail Group video that he was, talking about what kind of went on behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing all the software that they use and how, detail oriented. And I was like, I feel like I'm just this like, doing it all on my phone, and it's been working. That's where I've struggled, because I'm almost 40 years old and I'm not stupid when it comes to technology. I mean, I figured this part out for tonight. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of those softwares that just really intimidate me and overwhelm me. So, I just use everything on my phone because it's simple and it's easy, and I don't have to sit in front of a computer for hours ignoring my kids. I just sit in front of my phone for hours ignoring my kids. So
Rick just tuned in. He must have had his ears itching or something because we're talking about him. He's dropping in saying hi.
Well, good thing I answered Rad.
Oh man, I would have hoped you would have said chromatic. Just kidding.
I'm just
kidding. All right, next
I love them all.
Yeah, they're all pretty good. The best car I've detailed was?
I don't know. I've had some that like really surprised me that I didn't think that I would love them as much. I have one customer that has like an Audi i8 that's like flat gray black but high gloss, and he's like modded the crap out of it, and it's like when I work on it, I'm just like half the time I'm like, this is so pretty. I love this. So that one is, but the paint is so hard that it's almost a pain in the butt. So it's like this love-hate relationship, because he's always bringing it to me and he's like, correct it. And I'm like, stop scratching. Like, I can only do this so many times. So that was a good one. Some of the Acuras have surprised me, honestly. I really enjoyed some of the front ends are really nice to work on. They're just really attractive to me. And the inside finishes are really nice, and they vacuum surprisingly well. So I don't know. I'm kind of a basic girl. Yeah, I don't have too many Porsches, honestly. I don't think I've had a single Porsche, but I get a lot of Acuras, Lexuses, BMWs, a couple Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, that's what Rick's favorite is, BMW. Texas DD's got the Chrysler Pacifica. Texas DD used to love minivans, but now she upgraded to the Chrysler Pacifica. Wyatt likes Acuras.
I can't wait to do one of the new 𝗘𝗠𝗔𝗜𝗓𝗏 they look freaking awesome. But at the same time,
I think Phil just did one of those.
They are so much territory. I have an expedition coming up that I'm like, oh God, it's going to be so much work.
That's funny. Tim with Shiny Light just dropped in. He says, hello, Chelsea.
Hello.
All right. So this is when you answered when we were not live, but you could probably tell us this one. The worst car you detailed was.
We'll call it the minivan from hell. It was really bad. It was like the outside had like dents and paint flaking off of it, and the door jambs were like crusted with pollen. Interior, it was bad. I have pictures of it on my Facebook business page if you guys want to see it. I think I did like a quick video showing it, but it was about 12 hours of work for me to complete it. And I was actually by 7:30 at night. I started on it at 9. By 7:30 at night, I was in tears. Like, I hate this thing. Every time I lifted something or moved something, there was more dirt, more trash. I actually opened the window to the house and I was like, Dave, I need you to come and help me. Like, I can't do it. He normally doesn't help me with details, and I begged him to come out and help me wash it because I didn't care anymore. Like, I was done. I was phoning it in at that point because I just wanted it to be done so I could go inside and just collapse. I was so tired. So it turned out night and day. There's only I hate to use this expression, but you can only put so much lipstick on a pig. Like the mats were so crusted and caked with dirt. I pressure washed all the mats twice, and they were still when I went over it with my extractor, they were just brown. And I'm like, it's not it's still there. Like, what color are these mats now? So I thought maybe someone had dyed them, but they were gray. Wow. It literally was just brown, 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 and they weren't rinsing free. And I'm like, I got to stop at some point. And then I just sprayed it really heavy with Spot Stop just to try to stop the wicking because it was just so bad. So, yeah, that was my worst one.
That's crazy. Texas Didi says she spends a lot on lipstick. She must make a lot of cars look good.
I mean, minivans can turn a lot of profit, but there's so much work that's involved. And I mean, taking the seats out, and then you're on your knees and you're having to be on the seat tracks, and it's uncomfortable. And it's just, I'm to the point now where I'm really wondering if I want to just discontinue doing minivans altogether because I end up charging way too much for them because they're always so bad.
Yeah, usually they are. Yeah. Daryl's got a question. Have you ever refused a car because of the dents, rust, flaking paint?
Yes, I did. I had someone that brought, it was like a 2001 Honda. I can't remember what it was. No, it was one of those SUVs that has the huge metal rack on the top. And there was so much rust all over it. The paint was so oxidized and flaking off. They wanted me to wash it, clay towel it. They wanted me to take the seats out of the inside for $170. They were
yeah, no way.
They were we have a guy that does it down the road and he takes the seats out for $175. And I said, okay, then call and see if he's available because I can't do that for that. I said, I'm sorry. I was I don't take seats out because it's a liability. I don't have the machinery to do it, period. But it's too much of a liability. And I said, and honestly, I said, the exterior is in such rough condition. It had mold and mildew all over it. I said, you're not going to be able to afford, like I can't do that. You're either going to have to choose the outside or the inside, and it's not going to be the level that you want. So they ended up literally, like, I had started to pull stuff out. She called her dad, and then she came. She's like, I'm so sorry. She's like, we're just going to find someone else. I was like, okay, good. And I handed the keys back to her, and I was like, thank you, Jesus. Like, I called the kid, we're going to the pool. Mom doesn't have to work.
Nice.
So,
Kim's got a question: is how do you clean headliners?
I've done a video on it before, and I actually did a live the other day sharing. It's a very easy technique. If they're really bad, or even if there's like water stain ripples or whatever, I will take the Bonnet Pro Rocket Revive It, or really any carpet shampoo. You want it on like a mist setting, not like the straight squirt.
Mm-hmm.
You want it to be a nice mist setting, and just spray it thoroughly all over the headliner. Take your DA polisher, a microfiber finishing pad, spray the cleaner on your pad, and just go over the entire headliner consistently. What will happen is that dirt will go onto the pad, but then it will all dry consistently. Then you won't have like, kind of a wicking situation going on in the headliner. And if you have smoke removal or water stains, or if, Coke stains or something like that, you might have to go over some of the spots a little bit heavier with cleaner, but that should get the trick. Go over it with the DI, like speed 2, 3, and it does a really good job. Which microfiber is best for interiors? I honestly, I have like, those cheap, really cheap microfibers from Walmart that you can get in bulk. I use those for interiors. I don't need them to be super absorbent. I actually like them smaller, because when they're too big, I find like I'm just like, I'll do one swipe and I'm like, I gotta get a new one. So I like smaller ones for interiors, and I like a thinner pile. Unless it's like carpets, then I'll use like either a terry towel or maybe a 400, 500 GSM for carpet, like to just follow up and scrub things up, just try to get some of the liquid up. But I use a thinner, smaller one for interiors. So probably, I guess, 300 GSM is what I would use for interiors. My husband has.
Oh, I bet, huh?
Oh yeah, he's had a couple that like refused, like wanted to argue with me over prices, like especially the guy with the van. Like, he ended up sending me a message a week after, like kind of ripping me apart over how much I charged him, and I didn't even respond. But my husband was like, "You better hope I don't see him at church," and I'm like, "No, not really." I've had a couple nasty. I'm just kidding. It wasn't that bad. I just don't respond. But I've had a couple that my husband, that I've wanted to like. I don't know. I don't ever let it get to that point where I'm that angry. But he's a guy and he wants to protect me, so. When someone starts like, really, like, what did you do, or why is it this much money, and he knows how much effort I put into it, and he gets upset. But yeah, I mean, none that have ever been that nasty. So I'm trying to think. 3 inches or 6 inches on the headliner. I use 5-inch pads, so neither, but 5-inch.
404 wants to know is what is your go-to for removing salt stains that have set?
Vinegar is a good one with steam, and just a really good stiff brush. Sometimes I'll actually, those battery acid brushes.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to be super aggressive, but you got to somehow get in there and like break it up. So I'll use steam, some vinegar, and just kind of break up the surface of that, and from there you can rinse it. I've not really had too many that I wasn't able to get out with that technique. Rarely do I need to use that stiff of a brush. I have some ones like brushes that are just plastic and really stiff, but I've had a couple where I needed something like to just kind of score the salt off. It didn't damage the carpet because I wasn't like going like crazy, but just to kind of knock it off. So
I've never had to deal with that problem. Never.
So why? You don't get any snow down there?
Oh no. Hey, so I've always lived near the coast in California, and I've been to the snow and played in it and everything, but I've never seen snowfall.
Oh, that's sad. It's beautiful.
Is it?
It's like magical when you see like the huge fluffy ones coming down and they just fall on everything and they start to accumulate on the trees. Like there are times that I just sit there and I'm like, I get to live here. Like growing up in Florida, like I don't take that for granted. You know?
Yeah.
We didn't have snow. I mean, maybe if you went to Tallahassee or, you know, Pensacola on a cold winter, they might get like a flurry blow in, but then it would melt.
Yeah.
So I love it. I don't mind it. I actually would prefer the cold over the heat, but that's just me.
Same here.
Yeah.
So he wants to T-Money wants to know what's your best product for oxidation.
I mean, just any polish really will work, but I think I've used some cleaner waxes. Meguiar's cleaner wax actually isn't really all that bad for oxidation, if it's to that stage. But really, just a good like 3D1, Angel Wax Regenerate, you know, any compound polish I think is going to be effective at getting off oxidation. But a lot of times when a vehicle is that oxidized, it almost needs something like a cleaner wax. So have you ever detailed a vehicle that had roaches or mice? No, thank God. I think I would have vomited.
Oh, I think I would have gave the car back.
I've had some that had bugs. That's for like spiders and stuff, and like I suck them up very quickly. But I don't do bugs very well. How do you go about getting water spots off a coated vehicle?
That's difficult to do.
Well, you have to have the right products. Like IGL is a good one. WSP from Underdog actually works really well for water.
Oh, really?
It's
on a coated car?
Really good. I mean, I'm not like I know Underdog is going through whatever, and some people don't like promoting them. This isn't me necessarily like promoting. If someone like, it's a good product, it works really well. Honestly, a lot of vehicles lately that have had bad water spot on their glass, I've been using that almost every detail and really enjoying it. And I've actually used it on coated vehicles. It works really good at getting the water spots. I had one that customer I had coated it previously. They brought it in for a maintenance wash. And again, because I have well water and my water is so hard, like it had a piece of trim that water came down and it dried there and it created like a water spot from the sun. And I used that and it took it right off. I was a little like, oh no, what did I do? But it did it. So.
Ken came in a little late, but because where he said he's got a lot of fires where he's at right now, but he says, what is your go-to products?
So on exteriors, I like to use Extreme Suds from Extreme Solutions. Tires, wheels, and wheel wells. I vary. I'll do sometimes if they're really bad but in good condition, I'll do Dark Fury with like a high acid and combine the two of them together for tires, wheels, and wheel wells. But if they're more high end and I want to be a little bit delicate, then I'll use McKee's 37 foaming wheel cleaner and the tire rejuvenator. Tire dressing, I like the CO2 tire dressing from McKee's 37 or ADG Unity is a really good tire dressing. I like for interiors, Pink Perfection from Superior Products, Auto Fiber Scrub Ninja, leather 70/30 leather shampoo or Superior Products leather cleaner. ADG Breeze is really good for glass. Carpets is going to be Bonnet Pro, Rocket, Revive It, or the Omegazyme if there's like a smell. Trying to think. I don't really do a lot of dressings for interiors. I do spray waxes just so that way it doesn't leave a streaky finish, but I'm putting UV dressing down. And then honestly, sometimes I'll use, if there's like a little bit of if it's hotter day and it's been shampooed and I don't want there to be a musty smell, Turtle Wax Odorex. My customers like that smell. So I'll just spray that real quick and they always open the doors and they're like, oh my gosh, the vehicle smells so clean. And I'm like, okay. Nothing and just sprayed that and you'd have been like, it smells so good.
That's funny. What 23 Do the Do wants to know is what is the best way to get makeup, oily fingerprints off a plastic trim that has set in?
Sometimes you have to polish it off. Sometimes a quick magic eraser wipe will get that off. Depends on the plastic trim. If it's that flat kind, then you can just use that because sometimes you can't necessarily polish that. If it's the gloss plastic trim, just polish it. But I think he's meaning the duller one. that you don't really always want to polish. Although you can use 3D speed on those, and it will work pretty well on that trim. But I've had I don't know why with women, our makeup, like we get it all over everything. The visor flap, the steering wheel, the outside doors, like it's pretty bad. So I don't do that. I don't wear makeup, honestly. So
Desire 68 Frogman what's your product or method of cleaning colored seatbelts? He's asking for a friend.
I'll tell your friend, there is a brush. I picked it up off of McKee's 37, but I'm sure you can pick it up off of other places. But I think it's called the Gator belt brush. But it's a brush that has like a clamp, and it's a two-sided brush that you can just slide up and down the seatbelt. So you can spray it with your normal cleaner, and then use that brush to agitate it. And then I go over it with a microfiber. Sometimes I will shampoo it.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, sometimes I'll just put it up against the seat and actually shampoo it, just to try to extract it. Some people will use steam. I mean, you can. I know some people have actually hooked it outside of the vehicle with the metal part inside the vehicle, and they'll close the door, and then they'll pressure wash it. But I would be worried about damaging the fibers, and then if they were in an accident, that could be a potential liability. But I have found that Gator brush and a microfiber it does a really good job on moderate soiling.
Kim wants to know if you ever noticed leather steering wheels getting damaged from alcohol wipes.
Yeah, I've noticed it's like discolored it. I was actually really glad when Turtle Wax came out with their cleaner disinfectant spray. And I think a couple other companies have come out with it. I think even Armor All has one now, because people are using Lysol wipes to sanitize their steering wheels and their plastic, drying them out and discoloring them. So I have noticed that, and I try to tell customers, like, don't use Lysol wipes on your car because it's gonna damage it. What is my take on windows? I think every detailer has a love-hate relationship with windows. We love it when we get them clean, but we hate the process. So I talked about this in my live recently.
You did, yeah.
Autofiber has a Korean, it's called 𝗣𝗏𝗡, which I thought was like the perfect name for it. 𝗣𝗏𝗡 premium microfiber. You can use it for PPF or you can use it for glass. And ADG Breeze is a fantastic glass cleaner. I was using Glasstastic. It's a good one. But ADG Breeze has like a little bit of like a soapiness to it. I feel like it cleans really well, but it evaporates like it should. It doesn't immediately evaporate like some glass cleaners. But the back windows, I think, are my nemesis. And like those really narrow ones. So I'll use the Stoner tool to get into.
Oh yeah.
I mean, people need to just embrace them for sedans or coupes where you have those narrow back windows.
Especially when you're a big person, it's tough to get in there.
Yeah, magic erasers are really great for really bad glass. And then they are. If you do an initial scrub with whatever microfiber you want, but do like 1 or 2 quick sprays, and then finish up with that Korean glass microfiber, and I've been getting really good results. The residue comes from a dirty microfiber or just too much dirt still left on the glass. So if you use the magic eraser, that should scrub through that film really good. And then if you are noticing that you're still getting streaking, then you need to get a clean towel and try to go about it that way. So that's glass.
I think the magic eraser is probably one of the best ways to start a nasty window.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Too short to clean and lift gate windows the fan, so I make Mr. DD. Texas DD makes her husband do the windows.
Well,
that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Magic eraser and O&R from O&R. If you dip the O&R or take the magic eraser, dip in the O&R, it does work pretty good.
It does, yeah. O&R is a really great glass cleaner as well. I like the fact that Breeze has that little bit of soaping sudsiness to it, but it evaporates really nicely. So
when you use your waterless wash on the hotter days, which ones do you like the most? You know, which one of those products do you like?
If it's a coated car, McKee's 37 has a CO2 rinseless wash that is fantastic. If it's a non-coated car and I'm getting it ready, then I will just use ADG Wipeout. I mean, I'll use OP Eco Wash. It's a good eco, you know, rinseless wash. I'm getting low on it, and I'm just not replenishing my supply for whatever reason. So ADG Wipeout is typically what I've been using. So
I have an Eco Wash. Well, I try not to do waterless washes too much because I just kind of don't like them. There's only one vehicle that I can do that I can drive to because he calls me like every other week, says, hey, can you come wash my car for me? And I get there and I'm like, what am I supposed to wash? Because there's barely any dust on it. So I got a little pus sprayer. I'll spray the whole car, wipe everything down, and see ya. Is the husband coming home? Oh,
no, my son is talking to me. He came down. He's literally like, what are you doing? He's trying to see your Yes, my husband's napping upstairs. The NASCAR worked, so
nice.
No, do you mean waterless or rinseless washing when you're asking?
Well, I forgot which one I'm using. I know it's a Chemical God product I'm using, but I don't know. I can't remember which one it is, but it's eco-friendly, eco-smart, whatever it is. But I don't know. I just don't like. You know, I'd like turn it on my pressure washer and watch this foam come out. That's what I like the most about it.
Oh, for sure. I had my next door neighbor. He's constantly coming over whenever I film a vehicle up, and I think he just wants to pull up a lawn chair and watch because he's like, "That's cool looking." He's like, "That's really cool," and I'm like, well, I've got an extra one if you want it. He's like, no, I'm good. I just like watching you. I think honestly, he just like stares out his window and watches me when I film vehicles up.
So Neil wants to know, do you still use the active pressure washer?
Mine went out on me, and they actually sent me a new unit, and I haven't unboxed it yet because I have the Ryobi 1900 that I had to buy as a replacement in the downtime. And I actually been enjoying the Ryobi, so I have the backup unit ready to go. I just haven't, like, I don't think I need to have 2 pressure washers out. And knowing my luck with pressure washers, like the Ryobi won't last very long. I've gone through so many of those. Like, I struggle with spending $600, $800 on a pressure washer. Like, you know, if it comes with a 2-year warranty and, you know, I spend $140 on it, I feel like that's all right. So it's basic.
I actually sent a message to both my son and my wife about the Active VE52. I was like, birthday's coming up, and I sent the Amazon link for the Active. That's what I want that one for. I had the Ryobi, I think it was a 2100. It was a 1.6 gallon, I believe what it was. And it lasted me like 15 months. It lasted quite a long time.
Yeah,
and they just went out one day, and then I bought the Karcher 1700, and I like it, but it sometimes it seems like it just can't keep up with what I want to do.
I haven't had any issues with it. I mean, the Active, probably 6 months after I had it, it was doing this weird surging thing where I would, like, you know, be done spraying and it would just keep surging. And I'd have to, even if I was doing videos, like I'd have to like pause before I could talk because it was like, and it was really annoying.
Yeah.
And I like that. The Ryobi hasn't been giving me any problems so far. So, I mean, I use them hard. They're not meant to be used as hard as we use them.
No. So, I believe it's in my opinion, it's like $150, $180 for a pressure washer. If you can get a year to year and a half out of it, you got your money's worth.
And that's how I feel. Yeah. I mean, I have my son, Joe, I went through 4 in 2 years. I was like, well, that's not a very good unit, but I had the Ryobi 1700. That was decent. Now I have the 1900 and I've been enjoying it. And I like its compact size because I can just fit it on a shelf. It's not like this huge unit sticking out, but I also like the fact that it has like an onboard soap dispenser. That way, if I want to work around the house and put stuff in it, I can. The Active doesn't have that. So
yeah. See, the Karcher came with it also, but I took that out. So I now basically just have the motor on wheels, and you can buy the one with the handle so you can roll it around, or you can buy one without the handle so it just sits there. And so I bought the one with the handle so I could pull it around, but I took everything off of it, so it's just the motor.
Okay.
And that's how I carry mine. So it works, but it just seems like at the beginning it wants to it's like starving for water, but yet I know there's water pressure going in. It's just sometimes it just takes too long to go, even though I prime it and everything before I turn the hose on, pump all the air through, and then put my thing on, to pressure on, and still just once it goes, it's fine, but it just takes forever. Not like that. You have to go soon?
I am being my family is saying, "What's for dinner?"
Don't worry, I'll get you off here in the next 10 minutes.
My son is like literally writing on a sticky note and like holding it back. I'm like, what's
we'll get you out in 10 minutes.
You're fine. You're fine. Nothing major.
Chelsea, after not really liking the results of the Turtle Wax Hybrid Solution Ceramic Black Wax, what is your favorite ceramic spray on a black paint?
Ceramic spray. Honestly, Ceramic Pro Sport is really great. I know that McKee's 37 has a ceramic spray coating. I didn't find that to be as durable as I wanted it to be. That was probably one of the first one that I was a little disappointed in from them. It didn't last, I thought it would last like over a year, but I saw some video reviews where it didn't last very long. I'm trying to think. I just bought it. I haven't tried it yet, but the Meguiar's hybrid spray coating, their new one that just came out, I think it's the M688. I want to try that out. I think that's going to be a really great product. Marcus Klein has really recommended that, and he's someone that I highly respect, just because he helped design a lot of the Meguiar's products. So, I
just got some products from Renegade, and they have I had a spray sealant that came with it, and I can't wait to try it. And one thing was specific for black cars. It's it was a wax for black cars, but everything else was graphene soap, graphene wax, graphene spray. But it looks really good. So I got my first black car coming next week, and I told them if it's a black car, I'll even give you 10% off because I want a black car in so bad.
Yeah, I mean, I've been really enjoying the Griot's 3-in-1 ceramic wax. That's a really that is just so user friendly, and it looks really great. I'll be honest with you, I do enjoy the DPC T8. I think that's what it's called, or R8. Or I think it's the titanium. That one looks really good on black. But yeah, for whatever reasons, I don't do a lot of videos promoting that one, but it works really good on black vehicles. It has fantastic gloss.
Nice. So what's your one thing you haven't talked much about is your tire. When you protect your tire, what do you use for tire coatings?
Tire coatings?
Yeah, I mean, are you like what are you using to apply on your tires when are they done? What are you protecting it with?
I'm still on the fence with tire coatings because I've had some issues with customers not knowing how to properly maintain them when they are at the end of the coating.
Yeah.
They don't understand that you need to do like a heavy degreasing or actively use lacquer thinner to remove it. They're a little intimidated by that. And so I had one customer trying to, can you please stop doing that? I had one customer that actually, I put a tire coating on it for him. He requested it, paid for it. After 3 months, he contacted me and he's like, I need new tires. You ruined my tires. Well, they were brown. And he hadn't cleaned the tires once since he had left my shop. And the coating had worn off. It was starting to be like, cracking a little bit on it. And he was basically going to buy new tires to get rid of it. And I was like, bring it back to the shop. I will gladly remove the coating, clean them and just put a standard water-based dressing on them for you. And he broke the relationship with me because of it. Actually, I was supposed to coat his girlfriend's vehicle and canceled hers. Like it was like over a coating that I could have easily, like within 10 minutes, fixed it and it'd been fine.
Yeah.
So it made me wonder if coatings are the direction I wanted to go with customers. Personally, I know how to maintain them. I know how to, properly care for them. Lone Star tire coating is probably the one that I would use the most. My husband doesn't like a tire shine, so I'll use their matte for him. And then I like the high gloss for me. I know
you
that
like a glossy tire, huh?
I do. Yeah. I like a nice glossy tire. Just because eventually it's going to knock down and it's going to be that sweet spot. But like when it's matte, it kind of just goes from meh to like, wah, like really quick. But yeah,
I like in the Carpal Pearl. I use it. I dilute it 1-to-1. That's almost what I use on everything, especially if it has a black rim. I will definitely use Carpal Pearl. If it's a chrome rim, I might go a little glossier maybe on a chrome rim, just because the tires got to pop out more. But
I just bought Carpal Pearl actually this week, so I'm excited to try it out. I've seen everyone talking about it.
It's fantastic stuff.
How long does it last normally?
About a month.
That's good.
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
You can dilute it 1-to-1 on the exterior. You can on the tires. You can, and I believe on the interior you can go 3-to-1. They have a chart in the back that tells you.
Okay. But yeah, I'm not, like I said, I normally don't go a whole lot of dressings on the inside, but I wanted to try Carpal Pearl. I like ADG Unity. That's a really good tire dressing. And then the McKees 37, their SiO2 tire dressing is a really good water-based one as well. Yeah, I mean, I've tried a couple different ones out there. I do like DPC has their tire dressing. I think Landon used to call it Blueberry Goodness. That's actually a really good tire dressing as well. That's one of my favorites too. When I want something more durable for the customers. So,
Kim wants to know what kind of ceramic coating can she put on her motorcycle chrome exhaust due to the heat.
If you can get your hands on it, IGL Eclipse is really good for high heat. It's designed for high heat. That's more for like industrial application. A lot of people will put that on like large vehicles or motors. I do. Glovebox actually messaged me months back and were going to send me a box to try out. And then I just never heard it from them again. But I have so many products.
Really? That's not like that.
I have so many products though that like I'm afraid of just like getting more, because I'm just gonna I run out of time. I have probably an entire shelf in my garage of like videos I want to make that I just haven't had time to get to it. Like I haven't put out a lot of videos the last couple months because it's summer and I'm trying to spend time with my kids. But come fall time, I'll probably hit it hard and be putting out some more content. So
some of the stuff like in Glovebox, like Carpal Pearl was in Glovebox.
Yeah.
The Turtle Wax 75th anniversary was in the Glovebox. So they have some V-Wash products that have been pretty good. Come through there. You actually get a lot of decent products through there. And the last time out there was a detail brush, and it's this funny true story too. And it was a small little handle. It was about yay big. It wasn't very big, but it fit my hand really good. It was extremely, extremely soft, real nice. And my wife saw it. She was like, "Oh, what is that?" I was like, "It's a detail brush." Like,
you're not going to be interested.
Yeah. She's like, "Oh, let me see this." Last time I saw it, I was like, and then she comes to me today. Today she comes up. She's like, this thing works so great. Can you get more of these? I'm like, it came in.
That was a $25 brush.
I know. I was like, that came in a glove box. And that comes like once a year. So yeah, next year I'll get another one. She's like, you need to get more of these. These go on. They put my makeup on so great. I'm like, oh my god, yeah. Just go to Walmart and get the $3 ones. Just fine. That's what detailers do. They go there and get to go. That's funny. Well, let's see. Do you have any consultations with customers regarding your detailing process, or do you just drop off the vehicle and keys and off and return when it's finished?
More and more, I'm trying to get customers to stop by for consultations. A lot of times that's where we can upsell. And I mean, it's not my end goal, but I don't try, but it always happens. Like I'll go to my husband and I'm like, well, it was an interior, now it's a coating. And I'm like, why do I have to be good at this? You know? And it's really just about like just talking to the customer and you know, when you see it and you explain your process and they kind of see the value that you can bring, and then you talk about, well, this is why we do this and this is the importance in this, and then they're like, well, let's just do it. And I'm like, that was a 4-hour job and now it's a 2-day job and I don't have time, but okay. So yeah, consultations sometimes always end in like an upsell, but there are times that customers will just bring it. I always try to do a walk around with the customer, have them point out any specific issues they might have with the vehicle, go over, you know, realistic expectations, figure out when they want to pick it up, and then we, you know, that's about it. So,
so people are messaging me, right? You know, it's hotter than dog shit outside right now. Someone's calling me. Do you have time today to do a detail? I'm replying back. It's over. If it's over 90, I'm not washing the car at all. I won't even do it. And
it's a little late too.
Yeah, I know it's 3. Well, it's only 3:30 here, but
still, that's like near the end of the workday.
I know. It's like the other day, a kid called me up and he says, "Can I come by after work? I get off around 5:30." And I was like, "And what are you looking to get done? You just need a wash?" He's like, "No, I need interior done." I was like, "Well, I need 3 hours minimum to do the interior." And he calls me at 6. He's like, "Is it too late?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's too late." Actually, his car's sitting in my garage. His car's in my garage right now. And he's supposed to come by. I was like, "Well, can you come by at 1 to pick it up?" And he's like, "Well, I can make it at 2." And I was like, "Well, no, 2, I'm busy." I was like, "How about 4?" So at 4 o'clock, he'll pick it up.
Nice.
But what I'll do, since the kids are getting hungry, I don't see much more questions coming in, I'm going to call up Glove Box right after off the phone. I'm like, "Why are you doing this to Justin? That is messed up. I'm going to make sure they get hell for this."
I'm pretty sure I didn't block them. Hopefully I didn't like put them on blast, but no. I get people messaging me all the time like, "Hey, would you be interested in doing a video review?" And then like nothing ever comes of it. But then I get people like that will send me stuff and then I just don't get to it as quickly, and they're like, "Any update on that video?" And I'm like, when I get to it, like I like my videos are mostly spontaneous. It's very hard for me to you know, plan, you know, a certain condition of a vehicle, but as something pops up, this will make good content, I'll do it. It's, you know, if I have like a test panel one, like I can have an idea, but even then it's still finding the time to do it. I need like 2-3 hours to just sit down, do the video in case I get interrupted, and then from there editing. So
yeah. And editing can take a while.
Yeah, there's many late nights with editing. I'll put the kids to bed like 8:30, and then I'm up to like 1 o'clock editing it and uploading it, and making sure everything is loaded properly. And yeah, it's
I like editing. I usually get up early on Saturdays because that's like my time. I can come in here, and of course my dog will follow me in here, but there's like no noise in the house at all. And so I was like, okay, so I can do my thing. I can start editing, but then I'll get Chromatic's got a video. Let me watch that for a minute. Now I watch that, so I get back to now radgarageyyc's got a video. I gotta go watch that now. And then Goon Squad's got a video. I gotta go watch that now. It's like, oh man, I get distracted so easily because it's
you need a detailing anonymous support group.
Well, that's why you guys are here on the weekends for me.
I see, Humberto. How has it been going with your Coleman's? Great. Honestly, I love that tent. It's been going really great. I just wish it was a little bit easier to set up, but it gets my forearm going really good. So
nice. I appreciate you coming on.
No problem, man. This was fun.
Heck yeah.
A lot of fun. So
it was fun. And I appreciate it. So maybe I'll ask again in 6-8 months again. From now, we'll do it again, maybe.
See where we're at.
Yeah, see how it goes. See if you can fit. See if I can fit. If you can fit little guys like us in your busy schedule.
Oh please, whatever.
It's usually the sarcasm.
When it comes, I mean, when you've got a world of Brian Spittlers and Detail Group, like who am I amongst those giants? I feel like I'm just like this little. So
Yeah.
But hey, I'm enjoying the ride. I appreciate the people who like follow along. It's become this cool little community, and I really enjoy it. So
same here. I enjoy it too. It's like I have like the same group of people. When I see the comments on my videos, it's the exact same people every time, and I appreciate it a lot. When I get that thumb up, the comment, they're watching the videos.
Yeah,
I'm loving it.
I feel like I'm like the weird sister to all of them. So and yet they tolerate me and support me, and half the time I'm like really weird and uncomfortable, but they watch. So
that's what all that matters. As long as they watch, they get that thumbs up. That's all I care about.
It's so simple, just that, or even that. I mean, it doesn't matter. Even if you dislike it, it helps the algorithm.
It still helps the algorithm. Yeah,
I tell people just do something. Comment, like or dislike, but like that little bit right there is going to feed the algorithm and get me to more suggested feeds, and it's the weirdest thing. So, but
and it helps, and even little people like us still, it helps a lot because are
you saying big sister because I'm so tall? T-Money, I bet it.
So for the people who haven't given thumbs up yet on this live stream, go smash the thumbs up before you get out of here.
Subscribe and the thumbs up.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, the links are all in the description. I got Chelsea's there. I got her Instagram is there. Her cell phone number's there. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Too far. Went too far.
I'm just kidding. No, but if you need to ask Chelsea a question, do not call her. Send her a message on Instagram. She responds within a day.
Unless you want to send me $10,000, then you can call me and find the address. But that's okay. I'm just kidding.
And even then, her husband still might get pissed.
I don't know. He wouldn't be mad at that. He'd just be like,
All right, thank you. Appreciate for coming on. In the broadcast, we'll end up being backstage. We'll be live, and then we'll say our goodbyes there. So everyone, next Saturday, Proper Detail Company. Those are the ones that make those nice brushes. They are going to be our next live next Saturday, 6 p.m. Hopefully, Rick with Rad Garage or Eric can host one because, tired of doing everything around here. But till next time, y'all have a good week, and see you next Saturday.